Hi, everyone. I'd like to take an opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Rachel Martins. I am from Calgary, Alberta. I work as a research engagement strategist with both Kids Brain Health Network as well as CanChild Center for Childhood Disability Research. The reason why I decided to construct this webinar was this was an opportunity through a program as I work at called the Family Engagement in Research Certificate Program. I work as a research engagement strategist with the team there. And effectively, I work essentially to mentor family research partners as well as trainees and scientists to work through the process of patient-oriented research. And one theme that came out of one conversation from our course cohort was they wanted to learn how to use TikTok. And I thought I'd open up the opportunity for other people to learn as well too, and hopefully take a little bit of the intimidation factor out of the program itself. I just want to take an opportunity to acknowledge that I have the privilege of working, and playing on the traditional territories and oral practices of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Tsuut'ina, the Stoney Nakoda Nations, and the Métis Nation Region 3, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta. Now, as I mentioned, this was part of the extended learning opportunities from the Family Engagement in Research Certificate Program. We have what we call a community of practice on family engagement. And so we try to create more extended learning opportunities for people to effectively move their information outwardly. And if you have an interest in learning more about the course, you can check out the website link here. And as I mentioned, I work as a research engagement strategist, and that has come with a number of different opportunities to mobilize knowledge, one of them being Luke's Legacy Research Rounds, which is a family research round opportunity for parents of disabled children and clinicians to learn about upcoming research opportunities and kind of have communication as everyone is a colleague with a level playing field and engage in the process of dialoguing about science, essentially. As an aside, I am a podcaster, and I have a show called My Complex Parenting Podcast, where I talk to families of children with medical complexity. And I also volunteer with an organization called Imagine Citizens Network in Alberta, which represents patients from a broad spectrum of backgrounds, be it from pediatrics to geriatrics. So what brought us here today was definitely the goals of our grads from the course. They are a very passionate bunch when it comes to learning how to work effectively together. And so this came out of conversation from one of our prior cohorts. They wanted to learn how to disseminate research. And that was not just the scientists who were talking, it was the parent research partners as well. They wanted to share the work that they were doing, but they also wanted to make sure that they were utilizing the practices of appropriate science communication as well. Now, I know to some degree this is going to kind of feel like back in elementary school when the teacher would push in a TV cart into the room and it was going to be a movie day. This is sort of atypical when it comes to a conversation, but I hope that it benefits you in many respects. The goals today for this brief talk is going to be about sharing the demographics and a brief introduction to the app, its potential value to researchers and trainees, and tips for impactful reach as well. So this graphic just kind of breaks down a little bit about the demographics of people who are currently using the app and how long they use it, as well as a bit of a breakdown on the age groups that who on average use the app on a daily basis as well. And some of the common themes that come from utilizing the app are things like sharing a daily routine, travel blogs, or regular blogs as well. There's a lot of patient advocates on the app as well who talk about healthcare, selling products, educating your audience about different things, lots of scientific communicators on there as well too, be it from pandemic related communications to clinical trials, things like that. It's quite a broad variety. Cooking tips and tricks, sharing interests, and also a lot of the trendy TikTok dances that we hear about online as well. And this is kind of a brief introduction. I apologize for the kind of stretched out version of my face here, but I wanted to make sure that you got a full view as to what a bit of the breakdown as to what the app is all about. Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. For starters, I do a tutorial on TikTok about TikTok. So here we go. First thing you're going to see when you hit the home page is a screen full of videos that you can scroll through. All you essentially do is swipe up to see more video content, just like that. The TikTok pages are split into two different things: people that you are following and ones that are recommended to you according to the algorithm. You can actually swipe right to left, back and forth to see both the accounts, but also to get ones that are connected according to the algorithm. At the bottom here, you'll see a magnifying glass, and that will take you to what is trending and most popular for specific types of videos. And if you see on the bottom here as well too, there is an inbox, and that will show all of your notifications as well as private messaging system as well too. Now, if you click on the profile section here, this actually takes you to the main page. So this is the one for my podcast, my complex parenting podcast, where you can edit your profile. And then it also shares all of your videos that you have an interest in. You could also refer back to any videos that you have favorited in the past, and any videos that you have maybe set to private as well too. Now with these three bars on the top, if you click on there, you can see all of your settings and different things that you can follow. But one of particular interest is actually the QR code. So if you are just out and about with people and you want to tell them exactly how to follow you, the QR code will send them directly to your page through the app. To make a video, you would press on the plus sign in the middle bar here, and that'll take you directly to your camera. And of course, my iPad is on here, so it's going to do this sideways. So you can see just above the red recording button is the options that you have to do a 15-second video, a 60-second video, as well as a 3-minute video. It's important to mention with a 3-minute video that you have no options for sharing, and they can only comment on them. You can also upload directly from your smartphone, and there's lots of different options as well for filters, etc. So with the upload section as well, you can offer a lot of different types of clips and move them together. So it's basically like a really rudimentary editing software. So another option with these videos as well is the fact that you can collect sound. You can see sound right at the bottom there, and it shows precisely who the author was initially. You can actually collect favorites. So if you click on that sound, it'll take you directly to a new window of all the people who have used the sound specifically, and you can add it to your favorites. So now it has been added to my favorite. So if I go back to taping a video, I would go to add sound here at the top, and I would go to my favorites. And the next bit, I'm going to turn the audio on for my iPad just so you can understand what's going on. I have all these listings of sounds that I've collected over here. Here's the one that I collected here earlier. So a red check mark appears once I press on that, and then I can use that directly for using a video. And a lot of people do it with lip syncing. So I recommend taking a look at some YouTube videos as well, but this is just a basic run through for you. Hi, everyone. And just for a little bit further explanation as to some of the other options that you do have with the app as well is the option of duets. So if you see a video that you would like to interact with, and that comes in a variety of different fashions, be it you just want to make something funny to say something alongside or answer somebody's questions, or you just want to present a show of support to whatever somebody's saying. It has an opportunity where it will replay on the right side the video that you wish to duet with, and then it will show your video on the right. And so you can interact with it a lot of ways. So in some cases, some people use it as an opportunity as this sort of divided wall, and they can kind of move between either one. There's a lot of really funny ways to mess with it, but definitely take a look and see other ways that people have done it. What's also great with duets is that it's a further use of the interaction aspect of the algorithm. So the more that you share in ways like that, the more that it does amplify certain types of videos that you do create, because part of that ends up coming with, well, especially if someone is a larger creator, they've got a lot more followers, chances are more people will see your video as well. There's also the reply function. Now, kind of like Twitter, when it comes to replying on videos, they do have a character limitation on it, which is kind of a pain. But what they do also offer is an opportunity for a little bit further nuance when it comes to utilizing the app. And so they have a video option when it comes to reply function. So if you have a larger aspect of science that you wish to convey to somebody who asks a really great question, you can just hit the little camera button in the reply part, and you can create another video that just talks exactly about what you're looking to talk about. And so that person's reply or that person's comment will be listed on the video, and then you can reply to it as well too. So you can do that from a number of times as well too. The same time frame application works just as when creating an original video as it does with replies. So you would have the 15-second, the 1 minute, or the 3 minute as well too. There's also the stitch option, which means that if you see a video that you like, that you would like to say, I would like you to pay attention to this person's opinion, and then so watch the original video, but then I'd like to add my own insights to a certain type of subject or whatever that person was talking about. That is another option. So it allows you to trim the clip just to add it, but then it still works within the framework of the allotted timeframes that you're given for any video. And as I mentioned as well in the video, you can use other people's sounds as well as ones that are just basic audio chats. So you could take it from the bottom of somebody's video, and you can see how many people have used it. And you can just click on it as a favorite, and it could be added to your favorites list for sounds. Now, TikTok has been growing in popularity. Is it a perfect app? By far, no. It definitely has some limitations. Content regulations and things like that. It can be much like any other area of social media, kind of a wild west of opinion and sometimes very bad science. But that has attracted the attention of places like the BMJ Global Health, talking about how we should really as scientists be paying attention to the information that is brokered on this type of a platform. Really highly recommend checking out this commentary. It's a really informative goals to set in terms of what needs to be examined from a research standpoint. So as you can see, science has definitely become a popular part of the conversation, and the platform makers themselves seem to be very interested in ensuring that you do broker appropriate knowledge. So TikTok partnered, for instance, with the This Is Our Shot initiative in Canada to talk about COVID-related vaccinations. And I also highly recommend following Dr. Osler here as well too on the right. Definitely one of my favorite physician creators as well. And as you can see, there's a lot of different types of articles that come about that as well. So what benefits you directly when it comes to TikTok? Well, there's a number of opportunities. One thing that I appreciate about it is that it is an invitation to engage with people that you may not have previously had an opportunity to do so, where it's not you demanding of their time, where they willingly and freely offer their story, and you have an opportunity to just stop, be quiet, and learn from your chosen demographic. Now, one of my favorite creators, for instance, is Knowledge Keeper, and as in her words, Technocokum, Elsie Paul. I'll just show you a brief introduction here.
Hi, my name is Elsie Paul. I'm on this TikTok trying to be a techno-cookum. So my boss told me to be on this little TikTok. So I'm doing this teaching, but I'm also showing you my little necklace here, okay? So therefore, welcome to our TikTok.
And Elsie is a lovely human being, and I highly recommend giving her a follow. And if you're looking for her creator handle, it's right here on the slide.
Hi, my name is Elsie Paul.
So another opportunity as well is to hone your communication skills. One thing that I have been over the years working at is the fact that at the very heart of who I am a very wordy soul, and definitely to a fault. And so TikTok offered me an opportunity to really help refine my communication skills and condense them to smaller bites, and help myself to, I don't know, just refine my message a lot more. But to some degree, as you can see, I have little moments where I can ramble on occasion, but you can also edit that out, which is just really nice as well too. It's been definitely something that has been noticed by some universities where they will, I've seen some where they have used this type of condensed science as a skill set development opportunity for activities for students, where they've had, if you can provide the best type of TikTok message about a scientific subject, you can win some scholarship money, things like that. There's lots of different opportunities. So with this app specifically, there's 15-second videos, 60-second videos, 3-minute videos, And in Canada, they are actually slowly rolling out the 5-minute option as well too. And if you have enough followers, which for TikTok, you need over 1,000, you can also have a live stream option, which is basically like anything you would see on Twitter or Facebook with their live options as well too, where you can interact with people. You also have an opportunity to disseminate your work. Epidemiologist Kat is somebody I follow when it comes to COVID related information. I have a deep interest in epidemiology, so I appreciate her ability to be concise, but also share information in a real concise format.
Hey, Dr. Kat, epidemiologist. This morning, Pfizer submitted their pediatric vaccine data to the FDA in a briefing document in advance of their meeting next week. And I know a lot of the parents out there are really eager to hear about the safety and the efficacy. So let's talk about that now. The dosing schedule for the pediatric trial was 10 micrograms in 2 doses 3 weeks apart. So the same dosing schedule as adults, but a smaller dose of the vaccine. Most reactions reported in the study were normal immunogenicity responses. The most common was injection site pain, followed by fatigue, headache, muscle pain, and then chills. These reactions largely resolved within 1 to 2 days of vaccination. There were no withdrawals due to safety reasons or adverse events from the study. And importantly, there were no cases of myocarditis or pericarditis in this study cohort. Study subjects were followed for 3 months, and most cases of myocarditis and pericarditis occur within several days, mostly after dose 2. On the efficacy side, the vaccine was 90.7% effective at preventing symptomatic COVID in a Delta variant timeframe. There were no severe cases of COVID and there were no MIS-C cases. The next steps are the FDA meets Tuesday, the 26th to discuss this data. And after that, the CDC is meeting November 2nd and 3rd. So hopefully soon.
So you can definitely see that it's an opportunity as well too to talk about the larger scale of global scale of certain subjects as well too, which is a really interesting way for people to understand the depth of a lot of the work that goes into that, where they might not necessarily have had an opportunity to see or witness what the whole scope of those things to begin with. And as I mentioned as well too, global updates on the current research environment can definitely be helpful as well. This is Dr. Osler from Manitoba.
If you live in Alberta, Canada, please watch this. Dr. Joe Vipond is part of a group of doctors that has been holding daily COVID-19 briefings. And this is what he tweeted today. This is a chart he tweeted as well. ICU occupancy in Alberta is filling up. And anything in the red means that ICU is over 88% occupied. Anything in the black means it's over 100% occupied. Alberta, please stay safe.
So what I appreciate about some of the dynamics that can be used with this app as well too is there is a green screen option, but you can also share infographics as well too. And one thing I just tell people is that if you do, make sure it's large enough for people to read, but also you can mention please pause to read so they can add, they can get a little bit more time to take a look and analyze whatever you're sharing as well.
If you live in
and then there's also the option of sharing your fun side, whatever it may be when it comes to science. So yeah, basically there's something to be said about sharing a bit of who you are. And I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's something to kind of practice and, you know, see, it's basically, this app is whatever you want to put into it. But sometimes it can be just about having a little bit of fun and not always about being serious every time as well too. So what's really lovely about this app is that it essentially ends up being a really user-friendly editing software as well too. And this is an app that can be used, like the videos can be used on any other platform as well too. And as you can see here, there's a share option with every video. So it will likely go to any of the apps that you already do have on your phone. And you can see as well too, where you have the option of sharing or saving the video to your phone. And this is also where you do access the Stitch and the Duet button as well. So what followers get essentially out of your efforts on TikTok is a view into the research world and an opportunity to ask questions where they might not have had that open door policy previously. And it allows them to put a face to the work that is going on. And also it really appeals to the relational side of building trust in the sources upon which they acquire that information. And also you get very excited knowledge brokers as well too, who are ready to share your videos elsewhere around the world. So some basic suggestions I would definitely give in terms of creating some attention grabbing content was be to create a brief introduction of who you are. Or you can also do things like I made one the other day. If you have an interest in medical complexity, either as a physician or a family, this video may be for you. Those types of introductions help people to understand right away who you are, so they won't scroll past you and miss out on the opportunity to interact with whatever videos you make. You can use available effects, and there's a lot of them in the filming aspect of the app as well. So you can share charts and videos to help support your points. Definitely plan for a few memorable takeaways in terms of things that people can learn. And it's not this is also an option, but you can also say, if you want to learn more about this aspect of science, just come follow my page. So some other important details to consider is defining your goals. Who are you looking to reach? And that may evolve over time. You may kind of have one idea and then maybe morphs into something else entirely, depending on what sort of demand comes about from it. Definitely take the time to get to know the social media environment. This is not as in any other social media platform. It has its imperfections. It can help to understand how better to convey your message to people because of how people have been hanging out in this space already. So when it comes to goals, these may be some to consider in terms of what you're looking for in terms of outcomes when it comes to sharing on the app. Choose your outlet. It may take a bit to jump into TikTok. Maybe you start by taking over a Twitter account and sharing from there. Lots of different opportunities there. And consider what sort of outcomes that you are looking for. There are some science communicators on there who are definitely looking for clout. Whether or not that's an ideal outcome, I mean, that's who they are or whatnot. But in terms of what you're looking to share and who you're looking to access, definitely consider what you would think to be successful from whatever your efforts may be. Definitely have a plan for trolls, as this is basically an open door policy. That's literally an open door for anyone who may engage and where the algorithm thinks, oh, this person may not or may like the video, where it turns out they might not actually. So just in kind of a pandemic toxic place as of lately when it comes to social media, I really honestly suggest just don't engage. It's just not worth the time. Consider who you will choose to engage with and just go from there. But that comes with practice as well too. But I know it's not everybody's cup of tea to engage with people who are already angry to begin with. And it can take a toll on one's mental health. So basically plan for understanding who you are and what you have the capacity to deal with. And 1000%, I cannot say this enough, cite your work. As we continue to build and evolve social media environments, it is so important to create practices that say that you stand on the information that you are looking to convey and where people can access it and read it for themselves. Because if we are democratizing information, you need to give people that information as well. So I thought within the context of my own demographic, I thought I'd share some understandings about the environment when it comes to your own knowledge translation and knowledge dissemination strategy. So I work in the field of childhood disability, and understanding TikTok helps me to understand the fact that there are also many disabled self-advocates on the app. And I want to be able to respect their space, and I feel that that is vitally important. And my goal in many cases is to amplify their voices, because it's not about myself and my efforts. It's about making sure that their story as well becomes, the center point rather than the science. The science is just a sweet aspect of understanding a little bit of context more as to what those outcomes are for self-advocates and what other work we need to do. So when it comes to engaging with self-advocates, I engage when I'm invited. I don't insert myself into the space where I'm not welcome. It's essentially the difference between being their voice, being a person's voice, and being a person's microphone. I'm just here sharing the science, and anything else beyond that is just amplifying the people who live and walk the walk. Also understanding what parents are talking about on the app as well too can definitely be helpful from my perspective in terms of understanding what's out there. If I see somebody talking about a particular subject that I may have some information on, I try to make a video on it, and I'll tag them and say, hey, I saw you made this video. This may be of interest to you when it comes to information. But all of that type of advice comes with understanding that you need to engage with the algorithm and follow other TikTok creators in order for that to be a successful venture as well. And by creators, that is a technical term for people who create consumable video content on their profile on TikTok. Another bit of advice is don't get sucked into the grass. Don't get sucked into the idea that one platform is going to be your sole, meet all of your needs when it comes to dissemination and communication. We exist in a world where multiple platforms, you need to consider other avenues as well too. What's great about TikTok is that you don't have to put individual work every time with every individual platform. Making these videos can be shared on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all of those places. So it's definitely beneficial in that way. You don't even need to keep videos specifically on your TikTok profile. You can do the video, you can download it to your phone, and then just delete it from the profile. So there's definitely options if you don't want to have a real following on TikTok, but you can still use the platform in that respect. And also understand that when it comes to engaging with people, these things take time. It's an investment, and you get what you put into the app as well too. So in the end, these to me are some of the better quality indicators when it comes to science communication, and really important considerations to make, be it whether you are a parent or a patient partner on research and sharing what work you've gone into, or if you're a scientist sharing your work as well too. Just some thoughts to keep in mind and questions to ask yourself as you create. Because really, in reality, TikTok is another opportunity for connection and another open door to people who wish to engage with science in a deeper level than what has been afforded to them previously. And this quote really resonated with me, because I think that that's the thing about opening these doors for people, is that to me, science isn't about being told by scientists that this is science, but for people who build an understanding of engagement with science in their own way. So you're offering people an opportunity to mull that over, flip it around, take a look at a subject, and really kind of consider a deeper understanding of a particular subject. And if you have any questions, you can email me at any of the avenues here, martinsr@mcmaster.ca, and I'd be happy to talk a little bit further. Or you can contact me on Twitter or on Facebook. And thank you very much for listening to the video today.